Hey guys, welcome back to Microsoft Tech Champs. Today we are going to discuss about Microsoft Teams shifts. So basically, shifts in Microsoft Teams is a schedule management tool that helps you create, update, and manage schedules for your team. So basically, a schedule is a sort of shift that you create for your own team. This is primarily used by managers to arrange the shifts for their underlying employees. So today we are going to have a look at it, how to create it, how to assign the shifts, and different features that we have available in this shifts application. So let's jump into shifts and see what all we need to do before starting it. So while you click on the shifts, it pops up with a window to create a basically a team schedule. So shift schedules are based on the existing teams that you are an owner of. So what we need to do is I have a team over here, but I don't want to create it based on this one. Let me go ahead and create a new. So this team will be for the purpose of our shifts from scratch and go for public test teams shifts. All right, this team will be used for teams shift testing. All right, so I think we are done with the name. Let's go ahead and create it. Perfect, we are done with the team. Now we are going to add the members. Let's see if we can add the users. So I have created two users for this purpose, shifts user 1 and shifts user 2. Go ahead and add them. All right, so they're added as the members. Close. So now we are going to go back to shifts and it will pop up with the team that I just created. So here is the team, just select it to create. So basically we need to have all our employees in that particular team that we are going to create, or if we already have a team, that will obviously populate over here. So we are going to set the time zone. All right, here we can add the respective people. S2, we can go for, just add this S2 and we can go for S1 as well. So those are basically the two users which we have added earlier to this team. So let's close it. So we got the two users on the left and we have the dates on top. In addition to this, there's this day notes row wherein we can add our notes for the day. So we can have a note over here, manager is visiting today. Okay, so we can begin by creating the shifts over here. We can try to create a shift from Monday to Friday for this user. This user will be working from Sunday to Thursday, and the below user will be
Just
working
have
from
few
Wednesday to
differences in the
Saturday.
shift so that we can test few functionalities. All right, so let's try to create a shift for this user. 6, we can either have it 9 to 6. This is basically the morning shift, and there are some notes, employees of morning shift. Okay, so herein we can add some activities. Training, let's go for training, put it some green from 12 to 1 p.m. paid, yes. So yeah, how we are going to create this schedule. I think we are done with the things, and the break of 1 hour as well, just 60 minutes. Save the schedule and copy the schedule, paste it here. You can also use Control V. So we are going to have this employee work for these days, and for this employee we are going to have him start from Tuesday, so that we can get some days to play around with. Okay, so paste, and this one will be a time off for this particular user, and let's go for off, and yeah, should be gray, or we can have it a different color, this one. Go for dark pink and save it. And we can copy this, paste here, paste here, and paste here. All right, so we have got the schedule. So basically, this guy's week off is Friday, Saturday, and for this guy, it's Sunday, Monday. Now, what we can do is we need to share it with the team. So here we go. Your entire team or the affected team members, you can share the schedule for all the members of this team. Else, you can have it with the affected team members. Affected team members, as in the users S1 and S2. So let's share the shift schedule. So it's shared. You can see on top. And right now, there's one more thing. Since this clock in option will be sort of disabled for these users, let me try. Let's try to open for any of these two users. So from user one's shift to user one's account, we can see we have got the shifts after we published it from the admin's account. But yeah, we don't see that clock in time option over here because that is still disabled and we need to enable it from the admin's account. So we'll go back to the admin's account and try to enable that and see what's the experience from the end users side. Tab. We'll try to, and we are going to do this time clock thing because time tracking happens over here. Include location detection, we can welcome that for now. Basically this option is if you want your users to clock in from a particular location, so we are going to turn it on for now. All right, coming back to the schedule, and let's go back to the users part wherein we can refresh it. Okay, after enabling the option from admin's account, we can see the clock in option over here wherein we can clock in the user. So basically this clock in time is your login time, what goes to the output of the Excel sheet at the end of the week when the report is fetched. So that's how it works. Yeah. So we have a clock out or start a break option as well. These breaks also get notified into that Excel sheet wherein we see the details when you took a break and when you actually clocked in. All right, so there are a few things that we get to see on the shift. There is swap, there's offer. So swap and offer are basically the normal things that we use in our day-to-day life. So when we are swapping our shift with somebody else and getting that person to work for us, or when we actually swap with somebody and that person wants to assign his shift to us, so that's where the swap and offer comes into picture. Swap is basically, let's take a look at it. We'll try to swap this shift with somebody. So swap the shift for 28 for user S1 with the user, request the user S2. Please work for me on 28. Okay. So we are gonna send this request. At the same time, user 2 is gonna get this request. So we'll take a look at that. All right, so we are trying to go and view the request from S2's account while the user S2 goes into his shifts and sees the requests that he has got. And we'll directly jump into the request section. Here it is. S1 would like to swap this shift with you. So he has to approve or just decline it. So for now, we are gonna say sure, I can do that. So accept it. And now this approval basically has to go to the manager to approve it. Okay, so that's how it will go for basically in swap and offer. These two things, basically what happens is swap, when you're swapping the shift with somebody, so that second person, the consent needs to be there to accept that. And after the person admits that he's going to do your shift, after that it goes to the manager who has to do the final approval. So yep, let's try to jump into the admin's account and see what do we see on there. All right, so we are back to admin's account. In the requests, we can see that user 1 has sent a request and S2 has approved it. Now it's saying please work for me on 28th. So S2 has replied, sure, I can do that. plus now the manager's consent is needed. This it shows this will create a shift conflict. It might be probably because both of them are working on the same day, or one of them is on the week off. That's probably the S2. So here we can, I mean, put the message and we can hit approve. We have made it. So if we go back to the schedule and check what are the changes that have happened over there. So you can say this day off, it was a day off for this particular user, and the shift has came to the
All
different
right,
one.
so there's one more option as offer. That's basically a feature wherein if you want, you can offer your shift to somebody else. So here it makes more sense. This guy has worked for, I mean, this guy has to work for 6 long days because this guy worked for other user on this day. So let's do it this way. Let's have this guy to offer his shift to that person in order to compensate the previous off, and let's offer his shift to the other guy. Shift for, I think it should be for second, and for user 1, and we'll give it to user 2. Please compensate the previous working day. So yeah, we'll send the request. So this request has went to S2 for a response. We'll take a look from his account on how it looks like over there. So let's see if S2 has got any request. Yes, S2 has got a request from S1. Please compensate the previous working day. So sure, I will do that. So okay, we are accepting that from S2's account in order to compensate the previous leave. So we'll accept it. Now the final approval is pending on manager. So we will go back to the manager's ID and see what do we get in there.
Okay, in the manager's requests, we do get to see a request coming up from S1 offering a shift to S2 for the compensation, and S2 replying that he will do it. Manager approves it by just saying done, and yeah, we are done with this stuff. So this is all about it. And if we go back to the schedule and check, this was basically on Jan 2. So if we go back and see what happened on Jan 2, so this was basically user S2's week off, but he got an additional shift. So this week off will also be there just to, I mean, mention in the Excel sheet that user was actually on a week off, but he worked for this particular user on this day. So yeah,
Coming
that's
back
why it
to
gets
S1's
reflected.
account, we'll explore a few more things. Here is this new request tab, which includes swap offer that we already discussed. And this time off is also there. Time off basically is if you want to take a sick leave, if you want to take a complimentary off, you can do that by just mentioning or here comp off or anything you want. And not feeling well, will take a day off. So yes, you can mention the date. Let's go for Wednesday and send the request. So for the end user has sent the request. Since this doesn't include any other person, so what will happen is this request will directly go to manager and he or she has to approve that. So let's see how this request looks like from the manager's perspective.
Okay, from the manager's account, if we try to go back to the requests and see, there's a request from S1 mentioning not feeling well, will take a day off. So based on that, since there's not anybody else involved, so the request directly came to the manager, wherein the manager replied, okay, take a day off or take some rest. We approve it, and that's all about it. That's done because if you go back to the schedule and see, there's this comp off mentioned over there and the shift is next there. This will also be on the Excel that the person was supposed to work, but he or she took a comp off. Same gets reflected on the Excel sheet. Yeah, that's about this comp off or take a day off. Okay, in order to export the schedule,
So we can go back to the Teams client and try to click on those three dots, then export schedule and select the options that we need. We're going to get it downloaded. So I'll just try to
All right,
open that
so I have
schedule.
exported the schedule directly from that option, and this is how it looks like. Basically, it mentions your employees, their complementary ops, and if they have taken any off in between. That's also displayed over here. The total number of hours they have worked, and also there's this totals thing wherein you mentioned. I mean, it's mentioned about the paid hours and all those things. That's over here. Also, one more option is there.
From the settings option inside the shift, we can export some more details because this export has a lot of details than the ordinary one. We just need to select the date range, then export it, and we are going to get it
All
downloaded right
right,
there.
so in
And
this
we'll try to open
details,
that,
we
what I
see
got.
the clock in time as well, clock out time. Also, if any break has been taken by the employee, so that's what all we get to see here. This is basically a diverse thing wherein we see a lot of things. So we just need to pay a bit of heed on the reports and see what all in is there. I think this one contains more details than the previous one, and this is about uh, the dates and the employee names as well. Also, if the manager is managing different teams, so that can be checked from here. Right now, we are only managing test teams shifts. So if we are managing a different team wherein we are managing the schedule part as well, so that will appear over here. So we can select that one and jump into the records of that one and try to make any changes if we want. Requests which, so swap and offer are the two requests which first goes to the counterpart, the person you mentioned in this column, and then after approval goes to the manager for final approval. But this time off directly goes to your manager, and he or she has to approve it accordingly. So I think that was about these requests. And also for a particular user, who, I mean the end user who is in the shifts, has an option to grab his details as well. So all right, so I think, yeah, that was a bit about it. If you found this video informative, please hit the like, subscribe to my channel for more content like this. uh, Take care till the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.